Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Are you wondering how can you build your prepper pantry on a budget? Here's an idea of how I spent about $15 to have nearly a week's worth of food for the prepper pantry. Prices are going to vary depending on where you live and the stores that you choose to shop. Most of you could probably find these common foods for about the same price. What did I buy for my $15? The first meal is a package of North-sized chicken-flavored noodles with a can of chicken and a can of vegetables. It's about $3 or less, depending on where you shop, is a good way to have one filling meal. Cook the noodles, add the chicken, and serve the vegetables on the side. There are lots of ways that you can make a meal out of a package of noodles or a package of meat, and add some vegetables on the side and you've rounded out your meal. Next, I have a package of Knorr teriyaki rice sides. Add a can of chicken and a drained can of vegetable medley and you have almost a stir fry of a teriyaki chicken with veggies, a stir-fried rice. It's easy to put together, it doesn't cost very much money, and you can have your meal on the table ready to feed your family for very little money in just a few minutes. Packages of flavored rice are also a great way to have a meal starter. You can add in all kinds of things or make this a side or turn it into a main dish. There are all kinds of ways that you can turn packaged pastas and packaged rice mixes into bigger, better meals. Next, I have a can of pasta sauce and a box of noodles. When I make pasta or spaghetti from either a jar or a can and the packaged noodles, I always plan for 2 jars or cans of sauce per pound of pasta noodles. I cook half of the noodles with one of the sauces. So if I had 2 sauce, then I would have 2 meals with this amount of noodles, is what would fit my family's needs. Choose the shape of pasta noodles that your family likes. I like to buy either spaghetti, fettuccine, linguine because they're easy to store into a clean canning jar, which helps them be airtight and they can last for decades. All I did was break them in half, slide the entire box into the jar, and put on a lid. These are nice because if you buy the pasta sauces in the jar, then when you're done, you can wash out the jar and use them to store other dry foods for food storage. It's perfect for storing pasta because it doesn't matter if you can't get all of the odor out of the lid because you're going to turn this into pasta. All you do is put on the lid that's airtight enough. You can vacuum seal it if you want. You can add an oxygen absorber if you'd like, but these will last just like this for decades. How about a can of chunky roast beef and vegetable soup over a package of instant mashed potatoes? Make the mashed potatoes and then spoon this over it for a nice filling hot meal. It's so simple. And you could look for any kind of soup that you like, and they're all good served over things like mashed potatoes, over pastas, over rice. A can of chunky soup is great to just pour over other things to make a bigger, better meal. I like to find the ones that have meat and vegetables. Then you're getting a more bountiful meal, more protein and more nutrition out of your can of soup. Pick up a jar of peanut butter and a jar of jelly if you like peanut butter and jelly. If you're allergic, of course you wouldn't get this. You can have these, the 2 of them together, you can probably get for about $3, and you can make many meals out of these simply by adding a box of crackers or a loaf of bread. Buy the loaf of bread of your choice. If you live near a Dollar Tree, you can pick up a loaf of bread for $1. Of course, bread costs a lot more here in Alaska, and we don't have the Dollar Tree. Find the ones that can fit your budget, or look for a discount store or something like that to find the bread that you like. But you can still find a loaf of bread. You can make many sandwiches. You can make peanut butter toast, just toast with jelly, and if you want your bread to last longer, you can store it in the freezer. The way I freeze the bread to last longer is I open the package, I place a paper towel around the bread, I tie it up tightly, put it in the freezer, and then when you thaw it out, the paper towel will absorb the ice crystals. So then your bread doesn't get so soggy and weird, like sometimes we don't like bread that's been in the freezer because it gets all soggy. So try freezing it with a paper towel spread around your loaf and see if that doesn't help your bread last longer and be more enjoyable once you thaw it out. These are suggestions for how you could make easy meals for your family out of inexpensive foods that you can find nearly anywhere that are simple to prepare and easy to enjoy. Always be adding to your prepper pantry, your long-term food storage stockpile, even if you can only afford one item per shopping trip. Get that one item. That means that you are continuing to prepare. You're ready to face the future. You don't have to get ready because you are ready. You're working on it all of the time. You can always get more later, but you are ready. Being ready, being prepared helps us make the best of whatever comes our way. If you enjoyed my video, I hope you'll share it with someone else you think might like it. Please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.